Garvey was a Jamaican-born black nationalist who created a Back to Africa movement in the United States. He became an inspirational figure for later civil rights activists. Marcus Garvey was born in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica on 17 August 1887, the youngest of 11 children. He inherited a keen interest in books from his father, a Mason, and made full use of the extensive family library. At the age of 14, he left school and became a printer's apprentice, where he led a strike for higher wages. From 1910 to 1912, Garvey traveled in South and Central America and also visited London. He returned to Jamaica in 1914 and founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA. In 1916, Garvey moved to Harlem in New York, where UNIA thrived. By now a formidable public speaker, Garvey spoke across America. He urged African Americans to be proud of their race and return to Africa, their ancestral homeland, and attracted thousands of supporters. To facilitate the return to Africa that he advocated, in 1919, Garvey founded the Black Star Line to provide transportation to Africa, and the Negro Factories Corporation to encourage black economic independence. Garvey also unsuccessfully tried to persuade the government of Liberia and West Africa to grant land on which black people from America could settle. In 1922, Garvey was arrested for mail fraud in connection with the sale of stock in the Black Star Line, which had now failed. Although there were irregularities connected to the business, the prosecution was probably politically motivated, as Garvey's activities had attracted considerable government attention. Garvey was sent to prison and later deported to Jamaica. In 1935, he moved permanently to London, where he died on the 10th of June 1940. In 1964, his body was returned to Jamaica, where he was declared the country's first national hero. Rastafari has its roots in the philosophy of Marcus Garvey. His teachings of black self-empowerment are credited as being the sources behind the founding of the religion. Although Marcus Garvey never actually followed Rastafari or believed in it, he is considered to be one of the religion's prophets, because it was his ideologies that eventually grew into Rastafari. He believed that all black people should return to their rightful homeland Africa, and was heavily involved in promoting the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, which he founded in 1914. In the 1920s, Garvey organized the Black Nationalist movement in America. A year later, he had almost 1 million followers. The black nationalist leader became an inspiration to black people all over the world, and although he taught people to be proud of their race, he also offended other black leaders with his ideas of separatism within races. Garvey's powerful speeches, "Up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will," gained him numerous supporters. Many people believe that what Marcus Garvey said in 1920, "Look to Africa when a black king shall be crowned, for the day of deliverance is at hand," came true in 1930, when Rastafari Makanan was crowned the new emperor of Ethiopia and became known as Emperor Haile Selassie. Nearly 8,000 miles separate Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, and Kingston, Jamaica, but a link between them was forged by a number of poor black Jamaicans who believed Rastafari's coronation was the fulfillment of a prophecy and that he was their redeemer, the Messiah written of in the Bible's book of Revelation, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. They believed he would arrange for a deliverance, which, as they saw it, involved a miraculous transformation. They would be spirited away from their lives of poverty in the Caribbean and relocated in Africa, the land of their ancestors and their spiritual epicenter. Lij Teferi Makanan at age 3, Lij Teferi Makanan at age 3, from Rastafari to Haile Selassie Teferi, was a son of a chief advisor to Emperor Menelik III, one of Ethiopia's greatest rulers. Since childhood, his intelligence impressed the emperor, who facilitated his political career. When in 1930, Empress Zauditu died, Teferi was crowned emperor. Haile Selassie's coronation was a lavish event attended by royals and representatives from all over the world. The New York Times reported on the expensive gifts received by the attendees and speculated that the celebrations may have cost more than $3 million. Time magazine dedicated its iconic cover to the emperor. It was a world sensation. Soon after his coronation, Haile Selassie gave Ethiopia its first written constitution, which greatly restricted the powers of parliament. Effectively, he was the Ethiopian government. Succession to the throne was restricted to his descendants, and the constitution stated, "The person of the emperor is sacred, his dignity inviolable, and his power indisputable." Please don't forget to subscribe. One love and peace.